Welcome back to the 70s. I'm Carly. This is Nathan, founder of ResVR, and we are headed back in time so that we can understand where we're headed in the future.
Let's do it. Sounds awesome.
Let's talk about home building in the 70s. But first, Nathan, can I get your background? Tell me about you.
I got into home building it must have been like grade 7 or grade 6, and I was sorting invoices for each purchase order for each job for each house that Landmark was building, and it was the worst job I think I've ever had. And then I quickly got into the landscaping side of things, so that was much more my jam, especially at that age. So yeah, it's been a long most of my life that I've been in home building.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What about in your later years?
Later years, so that's when I got into home sales. So I didn't actually want to get into the family business,
But you were forced.
I wouldn't say even forced is the right word. I think I was more. It was an opportunity, and I took it, and I enjoyed it, and I really loved selling houses, and yeah, I had some of the best experiences of my life helping people find like their dream home and make that a reality. But yeah, I just always felt like the entire experience was stuck in the past. And it's like so many things have changed, but my family's been building homes for 50 years now. And that is crazy to think that 50 years ago, they were still, selling homes the exact same way that we are today. Like, it just doesn't make sense with all the technology that we'll have in the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The psychology behind why people buy hasn't really changed, but the tech has, and yet we're not adapting.
Well, even I think if you remember when it was so like weird to do online shopping, and it felt like, oh my God, like I'm going to put my credit card onto the internet and it's just going to go out there and someone's just going to grab it and then like they could use it on anything that they want. And now it is so normal and everybody does it. And you can buy cars online, and you can, buy your dream vacation online. You can buy furniture online, and you can see what that's going to look, and you can design the furniture and everything. But yeah, with the house, it's still like stuck in the past, stuck like it was 50 years ago.
And yet there's so many more options to choose from today.
Yeah. Home building has never been more complicated, and the, building code, the standard of which homes have to be built to today has never been higher. And that comes with added cost, and with added cost comes added expectations from the consumer. And I think a lot of consumers are just like, that doesn't sound like a very appealing process to me. Like the buyer expectations in the last 5 years have never changed as quickly as they have. And in the next 5 years, it's going to be even more like compounded. Like we're going to see a totally different type of shopper where we can't even like imagine the experience that it's going to be like in the future. Like it's already to that level where if you are Googling something, or if you like, go to a certain website, those ads start coming at you on Facebook. And it's like, wow, this is exactly what I was searching yesterday. I was looking for Jeeps, and now I see all these ads for Jeeps. How is this happening?
It must be a sign.
It must be a sign. I should buy a Jeep.
I used to think that when I was researching something that I wanted to purchase, and then I obviously spent time on the internet, and then they were serving me ads. I really did think, I'm like, wow, this must be a thing I'm supposed to purchase. And yet, no, now I understand that it is all very intentional.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very intentional. And the other thing that's interesting is with social media and the ability to search on the internet, so many more home buyers are coming in with their Pinterest boards, their inspo boards, their, screenshots of their dream home, because so much is available for them to see online and dream about. And yet when they walk into the model home or the show home, they don't have the same experience. They can't really visualize. I mean, they can take from a tiny sample, a carpet sample or a tile sample, but it's really hard for them to actually recreate this gorgeous picture that they took off of Pinterest and actually created in real life. And so it stalls that decision making.
It does. It does. If only there was a way someone could design their home while they're still at home.
If only.
If only there was a way.
Okay, well, let's step back in time. Nathan, I'm going to ask you a few questions about the home building space in the 70s.
Okay.
This is going to be fun.
Okay.
Okay. Question number 1. What were the 2 signature appliance colors that dominated 1970s kitchens across America? A, copper brown and powder blue. B, burnt orange and turquoise. C, avocado green and harvest gold. Or D, mustard yellow and chrome silver.
Ooh, I'm going to have to go with B.
Wrong. The correct answer is C, avocado green and harvest gold.
Oh, gold.
Can you just envision it?
No.
Beautiful.
Oh, God.
So, fun facts here. General Electric and Frigidaire heavily marketed those colors as the height of sophistication. Homeowners went all in, matching refrigerators, stoves, dishwashers, blenders, crockpots, even the countertop canister sets. An entire kitchen coordinated in one gloriously committed shade of avocado.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
So
and I thought
good.
I had bad taste.
So
Holy.
good.
Wow.
So good. Today's kitchen palette swings between white, gray, and stainless steel.
Mm-hmm.
We know.
Yeah.
About as far from avocado green as you can get. But the interesting parallel is that buyers still want a cohesive, designed feel in their kitchen. The aesthetic just looks very different.
Yes.
It does.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next question. Which of these were not a defining interior feature of 1970s homes? A, shag carpet with its own special raking tool. Necessary.
Necessary.
B, sunken living rooms and conversation pits. C, open plan kitchens flowing into living areas. Or D, wood paneling on interior walls.
I've got to go with C.
Ding, ding, ding. You are correct.
Yeah.
C, open plan kitchens were not a 1970s feature. In the 1970s, kitchens were closed off, purely functional rooms, separated from the rest of the living space. The open plan kitchen living concept didn't go mainstream until the 1990s and 2000s. The 70s did have shag carpet, complete with its own special rig to fluff it. I love that. Sunken conversation pits and wall-to-wall wood paneling.
I remember the wood paneling.
Today, the open kitchen is now the single most expected feature in new home construction. It fundamentally changed how we use and sell homes, and it's one of the features buyers most often say they can't picture from a floor plan alone, which is exactly the visualization problem modern tools like ResVR are solving.
Absolutely. And, back in the day, it was important to have your kitchen closed off from where people were smoking. So it doesn't really apply anymore.
Correct. That is correct.
Yeah.
Next question. What were the 2 most dominant home styles built in 1970 suburbs? A, colonial and Tudor revival. B, ranch homes and split levels. C, A-frame cabins and bungalows. Or D, Cape Cod and 2-story colonials.
I'm going to have to go with C.
That is incorrect.
It's a total guess.
The answer is B, ranch homes and split levels. Ranch homes offered easy single-story living, while split levels gave families zoned spaces on staggered floor plans. Both styles reflected a casual, open approach to suburban family life. A-frame and contemporary designs were popular too, but ranch and split level dominated production building, hands down.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so then today, let's talk today.
Yeah, what are they doing today? What do you think they'll be doing in the future?
I mean, that. The open concept 2-story with a 3-car garage has largely replaced the ranch as the production builder's go-to. But there's a growing buyer interest in single-story forever home designs, which is essentially the ranch concept coming back around.
Yeah, people don't want to build more than one house.
No.
It'd be nice to just get it done right the
And
first
live
time.
there forever.
Absolutely.
One and forever.
If only there was a way. that we could make sure they would actually get what they wanted.
That they loved everything about their home.
Yeah.
That they got exactly what they wanted. That they weren't missing that mudroom or... okay, well, I'm getting personal here. I really wish my home had a mudroom. It does not. But it's because when I built, ResVR did not exist.
That's true.
Next question. What was the average square footage of a new home built in the 1970s? A, 1,050 square feet, about the size of a modern 2-bedroom apartment. B, 1,250 square feet, tight but functional for a family of 4. C, 1,500 square feet, including the obligatory wood-paneled den. And D, 1,800 square feet, already pushing toward the suburban dream.
I'm going to have to go with D.
That is incorrect.
Oh, man. I'm not going to pass.
The answer is C, 1,500 square feet. The average new home in the 1970s was 1,500 square feet. Today's average new home has grown to over 2,500 square feet. That's roughly 1,000 extra square feet added in one generation. Each person in a 1970s household shared about 478 square feet of personal space.
Well, it makes sense. So the prices have gone up, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. Today, each person averages nearly 900 square feet, almost double. We didn't just build bigger homes, we also started living in smaller families. All right, next question. What was the average 30-year mortgage rate at the start of the 1970s, and where did it end up by 1979? A, started at 5%, climbed to 7.5% by decade's end. B, started at 7.5%, climbed to 11.2% by 1979. C, started at 9%, spiked to 14% by 1979. Or D, stayed flat around 8% the whole decade.
Well, the answer is A.
That is not correct.
Darn it. Can we do another one where I get it correct? Yeah. What was the answer? Was it B?
The answer is B. Started at 7.5%, climbed to 11.2%.
Hold on. The answer is B.
Correct.
Yes.
The answer is, in fact, B. Freddie Mac began tracking 30-year mortgage rates in 1971 when they averaged 7.5%. Stagflation, oil shocks, and rising inflation pushed them steadily to 11.2% by 1979. That was just the warm-up. They peaked at an all-time high of 18.63% in October of 1981.
Yeah, I just Googled that, actually. So that's why I knew that.
Okay, that is why you knew that. Today's rates hover around 6 to 7%, which feels high by recent standards, but is actually below the long-run historical average. Builders and buyers in the 70s were navigating a rate environment we'd find unimaginable today. So why do you feel builders are still struggling to sell homes today?
It's the buyer expectations. They've never been higher. The builders are not able to meet the expectations, and the same old way of doing things no longer can exist moving into the future. Builders have to adapt, or they're going to lose buyers to homes that are already built, and they're not going to be able to hit their quotas of how many homes they need to build per year, and the buyers are just going to stay where they are longer and find existing homes that they can move into and used homes, and the time-consuming process and the decisions and just even like needing to physically go and visit somewhere to get the process started. That's not what buyers want anymore. They want to be able to understand and learn on their own time. And when they feel like they're ready to make that decision, they're going to reach out. Builders aren't even allowing buyers to get to that stage. So the conversation's not even getting there's not even a first visit happening because the buyer can't find what they need relatively easily. Today in the future, we're going to expect things to be instantaneous. And if the reaction to the customer is, oh, well, we're open these hours, this place, come and talk to us. here's our phone number, here's our email, best of luck. That's not the experience I want when I'm spending the most amount of money I've ever spent on anything before.
Absolutely. And I think the role of sales is shifting so much. It's still very relevant to have a sales team, but it's shifting. Now the purpose of sales is really to build confidence and to build connection between the buyer and that specific builder rather than being an information provider.
I think that's such bullshit. I think that like confidence, like telling a salesperson like, oh, if you're more confident, like you're going to be able to like get the sale. And like that's what a lot of like builders pay sales trainers to come in and say, what you need is confidence. And if you have confidence, you're going to convince that buyer that it's a good idea.
So building confidence in the buyer.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
And I think the buyer needs to have their own confidence. It as like a salesperson in this day and age, you should be like selling a car. You're there to take the order. You're not there to sell anyone on anything. People come into a dealership, they know what they want. They've already made the decision. Maybe the price is the only thing that they're stuck on, but they know what they want. It's the exact same thing with home building. And if the advice that builders keep getting is, oh, we just need to train the sales team to continue to use the tools that are no longer relevant to the buyer today. And I think that's like the disconnect that, this word of where confidence comes from. It doesn't come from the sales team. It comes from the customer saying, this is exactly what I want.
Having the information ahead of time.
Exactly.
That they need to feel confident moving forward.
Yeah.
So they're less going to the sales team to gather information. Back in the day, people would go to the quote unquote expert to get the information that they needed.
Let's call Susan on the phone and see what she thinks about our decision to go with the sunken living room. And, that was it. That was all you could do. But now we have this, amazing technology around us that I think we take for granted a lot of times, right? And it's just such a huge part of our life, and it's unlocked so much potential for us. But yeah, because of that, and because of the way that home building is extremely complex, and now is the first time ever probably that the technology has existed to actually help the customer in a way that benefits the builder and benefits the buyer, that this can actually work in harmony. Because if builders are selling houses faster than they can build them, there's no need to configure homes and show what homes look like before they're built. But when we're in a market where the customer expects that, like it's basically a switch. Like once it starts happening, like you can't go back. And that's going to be what every buyer starts to expect, especially in like the future.
So I think we're in agreement of the purpose of a tool like ResVR is to provide that information up front so that the buyer can fall in love with their home, visualize it, see it room by room online ahead of time, do their research, and then come into the model home and speak with the sales team. The sales team takes the order.
Yeah.
And then the deal is processed more quickly.
And I wouldn't say like the sales team is there to, like the sales team is still integral to the entire experience. Yes. It's just, you're not answering all of these questions. They're coming in and you're seeing what they've done. And you're going to make some recommendations and it'll be like, hey, it would be great. I think you need a mudroom. And
you do need a mudroom.
You could show the buyer this mudroom.
Everyone needs a mudroom.
But if I tell you, like, maybe you need a mudroom and you're like, like, what does that cost? Well, it's $5,000 more. You're like, no, I think I'm good. Like, I don't want to spend more money than that. But as soon as I show it to you, now it's like you've convinced yourself. And seeing is believing. Fix the picture, fix the pipeline.
From avocado green to AI. Next question. At its early 1970s peak, approximately how many new housing units were being started annually in the US? A, about 800,000 units per year. B, about 1.2 million units per year. C, over 2 million units per year, a post-war record. Or D, about 2.8 million units per year.
Jeez, wow. It's got to be A, 800,000.
That is incorrect.
What?
The correct answer is C, over 2 million units per year, a post-war record.
Wow.
By mid-1971, private housing hit a seasonally adjusted annual rate of over 2 million units, the highest rate in the entire post-war period. Strong household formation, lower interest rates, and pent-up demand fueled a building boom. The industry was running hot. That's for sure. Now, today, we've never matched that pace since. Today's starts run around 1.4 to 1.5 million per year. And much of the country is dealing with a significant housing shortage. The 70s were oddly one of America's most prolific building decades. Did you know
Iconic
that?
times. I did not. No. Wow. How did they build more than we do now? That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
That makes no sense.
It really doesn't make sense with the technologies today.
I guess we'll have robots do it. That's probably the best option.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. Next question.
I, for one, welcome our future robot overlords.
Just in case you were wondering. What did the average new home cost in the 1970s, inflation adjusted to today's dollars? Okay. A, $62,000, B, $95,000, C, $160,000, or D, $215,000.
I want to say C, but that sounds like a trap. So I'm going to say B. Final answer.
You would have been correct with C.
No.
Approximately $160,000 in today's dollars. The normal price of a new home in the early 1970s was around $17,000. Adjusted for inflation, that's roughly $160,000 today. By comparison, the current U.S. median home price has surpassed $400,000.
It's an expensive purchase. It's an expensive purchase.
Today, we're paying more than double, but we're also buying a much bigger, higher quality home with features. Okay, so we're talking central AC, multiple bathrooms, open kitchens, right?
I mean, AC is usually an upgrade, but yeah.
Correct. That is true. But these were typically optional or non-existent in the 70s.
Finished basements. I mean, they would do that in the 70s. Secondary suites. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either.
Maybe in some other areas, but I'm not an expert.
No,
That's not true. I am actually an expert.
you are an expert. Yeah. I'm not an expert. You are.
Yeah. One of us should be.
Correct.
Yeah. Hopefully one of us is.
Hopefully.
I'm banking on you being expert.
To know everything from the past. Okay, how much living space did the average person have in a 1970s home? And how does that compare to today?
Oh no, I want to get this right.
A, 250 square feet per person then versus 600 today, more than doubled. B, 478 square feet per person then versus 900 today, nearly doubled. C, 600 square feet per person then versus 750 today, a modest increase. And D, 350 square feet per person then versus 1,200 today, tripled.
I'm going to go with B. That sounds like, yeah.
You are correct.
Yes.
478 square feet per person in the 70s, nearly 900 square feet today. In the 1970s, the average household had 3.14 people sharing 1,500 square feet, about 478 square feet each. So today's household is smaller, around 2.5 people, but living in a much bigger home, about 2,500 square feet. Each person roughly double the personal space. Today, we didn't just build bigger homes, we also changed how we live in them. Families got smaller while houses got larger. That combination doubled the space each person enjoys.
It's that open kitchen.
It is.
Yeah.
The challenge for builders now is that the buyer's expectations have scaled with that space and to be able to see and feel every square foot before they commit. That's what they want.
I mean, we've got a whole generation that saw, cribs. Now we want our own nice crib,
We do. We want our own nice crib.
Yeah.
Next question. What percentage of new homes built between 1973 and 1976 included central air conditioning? A, about 15%. It was a true luxury upgrade. B, fewer than 50%. It wasn't yet the standard. C, about 65%. Most builders included it. Or D, about 80%. Standard everywhere except the North.
I'm 100% confident that B is the answer.
You are correct.
Yes.
B, fewer than 50% had central air conditioning. So it really was not common. It was definitely not. In the early to mid 1970s, central air conditioning was still an expensive optional upgrade. Fewer than half of new homes included it. It was considered a luxury, not a baseline expectation.
Well, now we have climate change, so we got to have it.
By 2015, 93% of new homes included central air. That trajectory from luxury upgrade universal standard is the story of almost every feature in home building. Today, it's AC. A generation before it was indoor plumbing. The question for builders now is, what's the next AC moment?
Data centers, your own personal AI data center potentially, solar panels, battery systems. Yeah. Robots. You got your own robot doing your own house maintenance and
laundry,
yeah.
Cooking, cleaning.
Absolutely.
All of it.
All of it.
Yes. Please.
All the parts you don't want to do, at least.
Please and thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so AC goes from a luxury to something literally everyone expects in one generation. What's the equivalent of that today, Nathan? What's the nice to have right now that's going to be completely standard in 10 years?
Probably solar panels. I think because of the power demand that data centers are going to require, we're just going to need to generate more power than ever before. And because solar has now never been cheaper than today, it's going to really ramp up demand. And I think that it's kind of a no-brainer. If you're building a new home and making a multi-decade investment, you should probably put some, revenue generating technology onto your property.
Love it.
Yeah. I have to phone a friend. There's no one there. When I was selling homes, selling solar panels kind of seemed like a luxury add-on, but the way I could explain it to a customer, it was actually a no-brainer. It was actually something that would pay for itself in less than 10 years. And now it's actually just going to be generating free power for the home forever. Plus, the solar panels become an increased asset value of the property. So it's not like you invest into solar and then that is thrown away. That is actually increasing the value of your property. So in essence, if you're building a home from scratch, it would be crazy not to put solar onto your home and not have a battery system as well. So if there's a blackout, that your home is still going to have power. That type of thinking is really hard for all salespeople across the entire home building industry to understand and know how to sell properly, because it does require special training. It does also maybe feel uncomfortable to suggest someone spending $20,000 or $30,000 more on top of what they're already spending and potentially lose the sale. So a great thing about what we're doing at ResVR is the ability to play with this at home and see with what is my home going to look like if I add 16 solar panels to my home? And how is that going to impact my utility bill? And how much am I going to be saving on my utilities that I can, now I'm going to be spending on my mortgage, but I'm actually gaining, money off of this. So when you can play with those different calculations and see how this is going to impact the operation costs for the home in basically real time, it allows the customer to understand the value without depending upon the salesperson, who is operating in a silo. You don't know what they're going to be doing or recommending to that customer. And this is a great way the customer can self-discover and realize like, wow, that would be a great investment, because solar, it's not the 70s. Solar is normal now. Like getting no solar onto a new home, that's kind of weird. Like, why wouldn't you do that when you're already going through this process and you can add the cost of the solar into the financing for your home? And you can make sure it's installed properly and your home is actually built to withstand that extra weight of the solar panels. So it's something that will become standard in the future. But I mean, yeah, 1977, solar panels were weird. 50% more efficient. Solar panels have gotten 50% better since the
At minimum,
1970s.
50% better.
At minimum, 50% better. Fun fact, the cost of solar panels has dropped 99% since the 1970s, and
Wow.
it was only used on satellites. Now, it's a normal thing you can put onto your home.
Amazing.
Amazing. What a time to be alive.
Truly.
Yeah.
Okay, Nathan, we've talked about everything that's changed. What's the thing that's surprisingly still broken? What would a 1975 builder recognize if they walked into a sales office today?
I think the only thing that would be recognizable is the windows, the walls, the doorknobs. That's about it. Everything's changed.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you look at the windows, used to be like double pane, used to be grid. Like now everyone expects triple pane windows. Everyone expects, and the building code states like this is how good you need to build. Like the building standards back then compared to today, it's you really can't compare them. And the other challenge is like the craftsmanship has also declined. So the standards have never been higher, but there's also less people to do the work. So the work is not done to the same standard that it used to be. And obviously for a new home buyer, that's not a winning equation for them. So yeah, it's shocking how similar it is now today versus how it used to be shopping for a new home. And in the 70s, nobody had the internet. And today, 100% of buyers start a search for their new home online.
Mm-hmm.
This is not like, 9 out of 10. This is 10 out of 10.
Everyone.
Every single customer. And if you're not online and you're not relevant online, you're going to lose to the builders that want to capture that attention and want to give the buyers the experience that they're looking for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You said that so well.
And what is that experience? It's understanding the biggest investment you're ever going to make before you've even talked to somebody, and seeing what your options are and not feeling pressured to make all of these huge decisions in such a short amount of time. It's extremely stressful to buy a home, but it doesn't have to be. And we have technology that can make it easy.
We've gone back in time 50 years to wood paneled walls. Here we are. What will it look like? What will this room look like in the next 50 years?
I mean, voice controlled, auto dimming lights, air conditioning, plush carpet. None of the shag stuff, though. I don't know where I left my carpet rake.
Maybe it's carpet that doesn't need a rake. That's how improved it is.
Do you think Home Depot sells carpet rakes still?
I mean, there are still homes with shag carpet. You might have to order it online, though.
Oh, yeah. It'll definitely be on Amazon.
Mm-hmm. Everything's on Amazon.
It's right here. Sponsored.
What is the next 50 years going to look like? Well, I do believe that we have to consider technology. Technology is moving so rapidly, so quickly. And to get where we want to go, we need to tap in and utilize it.
100% agree with you. Yeah. I mean, if the technology has never moved fast, and if you think about the last 50 years of where we were to where we are today, we're going to see that much technological change in the next 5 years. And it's like crazy to even say that. It's hard to even understand, but it's moving faster than ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for talking with me today. Let's talk again in another 50 years.
50 years sounds great.
See you then.
Okay.